Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel, and I want to welcome back Ringo. He just got back from Calgary. We missed you here in Toronto, Ringo. So how was your trip?
My trip was pretty good because I was in Calgary. I met a lot of people. I met a lot of land developer. I met with a lot of builder, and it was very fruitful because my schedule was basically tied up from 9 to 9, like every
Hmm.
every day. And when I come back to Toronto, I have like 18 hours sleep. And then the moment that I come back to Toronto, the government implement the 20% foreign buyer tax. So I was
Yeah.
like, wow, wow, wow. I keep getting called. I keep getting people asking me like what's happening, things like that.
Yeah, 'cause we got that information I think, was it late at night when the news broke on the Ontario website? I can't remember. But that's when
Yeah,
everyone was posting about it in our WhatsApp groups.
yeah, I think so. I think so. So I believe it was on March 29th or something, right before March 30th.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, and what happened is when I was looking at it carefully, I just realized that it wasn't that bad. Yeah. So if
Okay.
you can do me a favor, allow me to share my screen for a second, I can give you a little bit detail on what was the policy about, right?
Yeah, because actually, if I remember correctly, you made a prediction earlier this January in our New Year live stream for the year 2022. And I remember you mentioned that the government would have to intervene soon as part of your prediction, just with how
Well,
the market was going, right?
yeah, well, because at the end of the day, it's not like I have the crystal ball, right? It's common sense. Because if you think about it, we will have a provincial election this year. So
Oh, okay.
so there's no way that they are going to allow people to keep speculating, and then we have like many of our Ontarian are complaining about housing unaffordable, okay, and especially people that's in your generation where like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna leave Toronto now, I'm gonna leave Toronto for another city,
Mm-hmm.
like things like that is not acceptable. I admit that there's a lot of selling point in Toronto real estate market, but then what happened in the last 8 months is we never seen that before. Okay,
Yeah.
basically is like I would say in the last 8 months it's one of the uh, um, is especially when I'm referring to the December and January. Yeah, that market was completely nonsense because the moment that you sell your house, um, yeah, you have your neighborhood selling like 50,000 more than you, and they
Oof.
they have a worse renovation than you do.
Wow.
So that market won't last long, and I know that's the fact, and so that's why, and I'm happy that the government come and intervene, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
And you said you wanted to share your screen?
yeah. If you can allow me to share my screen for a second, then I can quickly talk about the facts there. Is it being shared? Yep,
Hello, Night Owl.
yep.
And while he's setting up sharing the stream, if you guys haven't subscribed already, just take this quick click of the button, click
Give me a like.
subscribe, give us a like so we know how we're doing.
Yep. Okay. So basically, when you're talking about this rules that's coming out, okay,
Okay.
I just want to share with you a couple of quick facts about it. Okay,
Hmm.
is that currently is the non-resident speculation tax is going to be 15%. Okay, but now it's going to be increased to 20%, and then it's going to be everywhere in Toronto. I mean, everywhere in Ontario. Previously, it was a greater Golden Horseshoes area, but now it was like everywhere in Toronto that you buy, you have to pay that 20%. Then the second one is that the binding agreement of purchase and sale entered into on or after March 30th, 2022,
Mhm.
that will be no longer available to international student. So what does that mean? Okay. So let's just say that you bought a pre-construction off from me and you're an international student from me right before March 29th, 2022. Okay. You still qualify for the rebate when you get your permanent resident status. But however, when you're purchasing it on April 1st, 2022, you're not going to be able to qualify. Okay. So I have a question in mind. I asked my agents the other day, okay, how many units did you help your clients to buy as an international student on the March 30th, 2022? And she said quite a few, because everybody just don't want to pay that 20%, non-resident speculation tax. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, so the rebate remained available for foreign national who became non-residents of Canada within 4 years after the test become payable. Okay. But there will be exemption. Okay. For example, like immigrant nominee program. Okay, people who just uh, 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 who is applying. Okay, for non-resident status in Canada. Okay, protected person, spouse. Okay, those will be exempted. Okay. But international student and foreign national are the one that they really tackle this time. So what does that mean? Okay. It's funny. Because when I was going to Alberta, okay, I was talking with one of the guy there. He's Chinese. He came from Hong Kong. He's been there for like 50 years. Okay. Then he was saying that, oh, you know what? This ghetto building is for student to live in. Then I was like, wow, are you serious? Because in Toronto, we have this luxury building that is all international student living in. Okay. We have like Yorkville is full of international student. We have Jan and Bloor is full of international student. That would have a big impact toward those, like Yorkville, near U of T area, and especially the fact that how our economy goes and then how our demographic is being distributed. International students somehow play a huge role into the condo market, especially referring to near U of T area.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think, and then at the end of the day, that this non-resident speculation rules is obviously uh, uh, have a little impact toward the housing market. Okay, I have seen that the housing market is already being decreased by another like 10 to 15%. Okay, and then there is 40 units that is being terminated. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I will show you one of the chart here, right here. One second. Yeah, so this is what happened to our GTA market. Okay, I don't think you can see it yet. So that's the chart. Okay, so this is what happened to our GTA market. Okay, we have seen a significant increase after the pandemic. Okay, and especially when you're referring to the last 8 months. Okay, the market has gone crazy. And when you're talking about the month of January and February, and as well as half of December, the housing market went crazy as well. Okay.
Steep
Builder,
incline.
yeah, it's steep incline. Yeah, you're right. It's a steep incline. Like we have seen, like builder is being very greedy, I would say,
Wow.
about the market. Okay, they, yeah,
Your
uh,
stream stopped, by the way.
yeah. Okay, that's fine. Give 1
Okay.
second. Yeah, can you see it now? Yeah. Ouch. I think there's a power shock. Anyway, yeah. So we have seen that builder is being very greedy about the market, and we have seen that on the resale value when it was like 1.2 million for a townhouse. The pre-construction can go for like as high as 1.6. Okay, and then things that were being sold for like $1,200, $1,300 per square foot is now going up to like $1,800 per square foot in downtown. So I honestly think that is a good move from the Ford government.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but then the fundamental haven't been touched yet. Okay,
Okay.
which I assume that he will have something coming out first soon, which is the supply. Um, then you have then you start to see like the sharp increase on the downtown market in the recent 3 months. Okay, which is around 21%. As I mentioned, like the one that increased the most in the last 8 months will suffer the most. Okay, for example, things that is like Toronto town. I mean, like suburban townhouses. Okay, initially it's supposed to be around like 1 million, and then all of a sudden it went up to like 1.3, 1.4. Okay, within like and I think TJ mentioned last time, there isn't like, oh, slowly decline, gradually increase. So they are going for like, oh, it's 1.1. Oh, then in 2 months it's 1.3, and then a month later 1.4, just like that. Okay, it's not like 1.1, 1.15,
Mm-hmm.
1.2. Yeah, so that's the sharp increase there is obviously not making sense at all if you think about it.
Okay. So how would you say the market is currently then in like the past few weeks, I would say?
We haven't really seen that a little bit of a soft landing, as we mentioned in there a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
There's more units out compared to what happened in January.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and especially after the policy being implemented, we see that a lot of units is being terminated. Okay, um, well, some buyer, some seller are being desperate about it. Okay, because
Mm-hmm.
of the fact that they are listening to their non-ethical agent saying that, oh, you should buy first then sell. Okay, this is the most dangerous move ever. I never buy first and sell. I sell first, then buy right away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I think they are losing a huge amount of money on that. They might be losing around like 200, 300,000. So I don't. Well, honestly speaking, like a month ago, when we have a team meeting, I already instruct my team. Okay, don't ever tell your client to buy first, then sell, because like government is going to implement the policy very soon. Okay, and then I saw the crash happening in year 2017,
Mm-hmm.
and I know how people suffer. Okay, I still haven't received a call from lawyer telling me to take over the unit for 500,000 less than what they should be. Okay, but then when we're talking about back in 2017, I remember like every single day I receive a call from the lawyer saying that, Ringo, do you have a client for my client? Because they bought the place for 1.5. Now they are not qualified for mortgage because the mortgage appraisal is only 1.1. They're willing to sell it to you for 900,000. Okay, so I think we are talking about uh, um, being an agent, have to be very ethical about it. Okay, and have to be honest to your client. Now, when you see something wrong, and I believe I'm not the one who sees something wrong over there. When you see something wrong, it's
Mm-hmm.
time to instruct your client not to go ahead. Okay, honestly speaking, in the last 2 or 3 months, I've been telling my client not to buy. Okay, even if you buy, don't ever go through me. That's how blunt I am, right? So,
Yeah.
but now I'm back. That's why I go to Alberta and try to investigate more opportunity. And now I'm back to Toronto.
Yeah. I think we see a lot of agents selling Calgary now. But actually we have a question from Brandon about the foreign buyer topic. So
Yep.
from what I heard, foreign buyers take up a very little percentage of the buyers. If that's the case, the foreign buyer tax wouldn't make much of a difference, right?
Yeah. Well, I think it's a very good question. Put it this way: foreign buy only make up of around like less than 3% of the
Mm-hmm.
overall purchase. Okay, and you're right. Like foreign buyer doesn't really make a difference when you're talking about logically
Mm-hmm.
the difference. But however, it will definitely change the sentiment of how the market goes. right? This is only the step one of the Ford policy. Okay, then we are talking about interest rate is going to increase, which people's sentiment is going to change as well. And then when we're talking about federal is going to announce another rules of mitigating the housing price, which is happening on April 7th. All of those have a huge factor, not only not logically, because if you think about it, okay, foreign buyers only like 2 or 3%. It doesn't really matter. Okay, it doesn't really matter. But people will sentiment is going to change. Like people will be thinking, oh, I'm so eager to buy, all the way to, oh, I don't want to. I will observe the market and I will look into the market first. And in the next 2 or 3 months, we will see that more and more inventory. I mean, not more and more. I'll start. Like we will see that the market will be being stalled, which means that no one is going to sell, and also no one is going to buy.
Okay, so you're saying everyone's feelings will be changed with all these new policies being implemented because they're uncertain of what's going to happen, right?
Exactly. I have to eat my apple every morning. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because of the uncertainty, I think like people will just stall and not buy. Like
So,
if you have been actively looking for buying, I think it's a good chance for you to buy right now, because you can basically get something that is like 25% off of the peak.
so you're saying people should buy now if they have been planning or have been looking for the past, I guess,
Yeah,
year
people
or
should buy
something,
now. People should buy it now. Like well, I won't say people should buy now,
but start
but
looking for a good
people should
deal.
start like monitor the deal.
Okay.
Okay.
So what actions would they have to take other than just like browsing, I don't know, like how Sigma every day, getting their agent to update them? What actions should these people take?
Well, I think have to closely monitor the market. Okay, and also maybe perhaps join our WhatsApp group chat.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we can
Okay.
send a link here, and then because we have numerous of members out there monitor the market every single day. We have our teams agent that's monitor the market every single day. We have like mortgage specialists telling you about the rate. So I think it's important to monitor it now
Mm-hmm.
instead of taking any action or putting a pen, unless you really needs it, right? Unless you're getting it for your marriage. I have a couple of I've been actively showing houses to my client in the last couple of days because I feel that there got to be some deals on the market right now, right?
So what would you say makes a listing look like a deal then? Because I personally don't really look at houses because I just they all look expensive to me, so I don't know what would make what looks like a good deal.
Well, it depends on what you're looking for, right? There are, well, a deal will be something that is 30% off from the peak, okay, 20 to 30% off from the peak. Okay, for example, I was looking at one of the townhouses in Stouffville. On the peak, it was sold for 1.4 million, and then they don't have a rooftop terrace, and now that they're asking for 1.05.
Wow.
So that's the peak rate.
Okay. So what about like condos then? Like condos in Markham or something?
Condos in Markham has been jacking up tremendously in the last, I would say since December. We have seen like 1+1 that is like 940K. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, put it this way, like if take another, like if it went back to what it was being sold on September, which is around like 700-ish, then I think it's no harm for you to buy if you're looking for self-use, because it's impossible for us to catch the bottom, right?
Yeah, for
But
sure.
something that's up by 30%, I don't see why not take action now, right?
Okay.
Like 25%, I would say 20 to 30% discount. Then you should buy now off from the peak. So whatever your realtor is sending you the comparable, take 20% off. Okay, if they're willing to sell, buy it right now. Yeah.
Okay. We can. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about on this topic? Because I think you've answered most of my questions that I had. And we answered one question from our viewers. If there are any more questions, we're happy to take them now.
Yeah. I think it's time for us to take their questions and we will talk about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're trying to keep our live streams shorter for everyone's sake.
Yes,
And so
because
we can do them more frequently as well, if they're only just around 30 minutes.
yes. Yeah.
If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Just hit the subscribe button, notifications as well, so you know when we go live, because we're planning on going live more often now. And
Yeah.
drop us a like.
Compared to before, obviously. Is there any Q&A? Is there any questions so far?
Not not yet. We did get a few thank yous for the chat we're having right now, which is very
All
kind
right.
of them. Hope everyone's weekend's going well.
Robert, the board just approved the.
Yeah. So okay. Well, if we don't have any questions, then we should call it week.
Yeah. So if you guys think of any questions after, feel free. Oh, we got one question from So Yi Young.
Yep.
How do you see the interest rate affect the property market in 2025? Wow. 3-year prediction, Ringo. Have you ever done a 3-year prediction?
I haven't. I will just be honest with you. I haven't. Okay. Um, but I've been listening to economist slash banker
Mm-hmm.
on what will happen in year 2025. Okay. Well, obviously when the interest rate increase, it will definitely impact the economy. It will definitely impact the housing market, right? Because people's sentiment will change. But however, I think when you're talking about year 2025, I'm very optimistic about the Toronto overall economy. Okay, that has to do with the fact that there's a lot of chaos around the world. Okay, so as much as interest rate going to rise for sure, let's just assume that interest rate going to rise by like 4 or 5% in the next 18 months. Okay, because prime rate we are currently at like 2.7 right now. I'm not going to be surprised that the prime rate is going to be 4 or 5% in the next 18 months, but it will never go up to like 10% or 15%. Okay. And nonetheless, if you're buying something, the location is core. Okay. If you're buying something in Scarborough or if you're buying something in Brampton, then that's a little bit of a story, right? But if you're buying something that is in like in downtown, okay, or Markham, those area, I don't think that there will be a much of an impact. Yeah.
Okay. We have another question from. Okay, I hope that answered your question. So if it didn't, you can ask another one to clarify or contact Ringo at his number. From Eric, what happens if it is a co-owner and one is foreigner and one is local? Will foreign tax be imposed? Wow.
That's a very technical questions, but okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, I will double check on my answer. From what I know is that um, if one is local, one is foreigner, okay, then the foreigner have to pay that 15%. So if let's say that, so it's let's say you purchased your house for 1 million. Oh, it's 20% now. 1 million, okay. Instead of paying 200,000, you have to pay 100,000. Okay. And I will ask my accountant for that. But I believe you have to pay 100,000. So you have to pay, like, let's say if the foreigner own like 50% of the unit, you have to pay 100,000.
The foreigner or
Yeah, the
both.
foreigner have to pay 100,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool question.
Yeah, good questions. Well, yeah. Yeah. Any more questions?
Not at the moment. We can give
Okay.
it a bit for them to catch up
Okay.
with our current time.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, uh, uh, like we have to understand where the government is coming from, right? Because the government would like to have a stabilizing market, okay, instead of us being speculator. And then, because I have, you know what happened in the last couple of weeks is that I received a lot of call from my client, okay, saying that, oh, you know what I want to do? Oh, I want to have like pre-construction that's 5% down because I have no intention of closing it, so that I can make the maximum profit. I was like, come on, come on, like it's not like I disgrace about their idea, but then if you really think about it, it's ethically wrong. Okay. And it's not going to make sense because when we're talking about builder, they're not stupid. Okay. When they're giving you 5% off and they are not expecting you to close it, why don't they keep it themselves?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Because like we have people that is thinking that, oh, you know what, uh, uh, builders have to have social responsibility, so on and so forth. But in reality, we builders don't have any social responsibility. Like,
Mm.
why do they have to like do something that is like benefiting you. Okay, you're putting out 5%, and then you're expecting the builder is giving you at a price that they don't think that they are going to can make in like 2 or 3 years time. Come on, there got to be some premium on it, right?
Yeah.
They're not stupid. Okay, it's a natural sum game. So if they're selling you at a cheap price, okay,
They're still
and then
getting
you're
something out
expecting
of it.
5%, no, no, that's a big no. Yeah.
So, another follow-up question from Eric. If I'm a foreigner now and applying for immigrant status, will I be able to get the foreign tax when I become like fully like immigrated?
I think within 4 years, you have to get your permanent residence. Okay. And if
Okay,
you,
PR.
and yeah, a PR. And depends on the program that you enroll. Because when we're looking at this policy here, I wish I bring in an immigration lawyer,
Maybe next time.
but maybe next time. Yeah. So when we're looking at here, is that um, nominees that's under the Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program.
Okay,
Okay. Are they really are,
under
are
that.
they under that program? Like
Mm.
exemption will be given, right? So yeah, so it has to, yeah. So if your relative that is under that nominee program, then yeah, that's a different story.
And I think this will be our last question from 2030. I live in Hong Kong and I claimed non-resident of Canada. Can I be exempted from the speculation tax?
Yeah, yeah. Because okay, so I think he or she live in Hong Kong, okay, and then he carry a Canadian passport. He
Okay.
didn't cancel it, right? So okay, let's just assume that if he didn't cancel his Canadian passport, and he still have a Canadian passport in his mind, he can still cancel it. I mean, no, he can be exempted from the foreign buyer tax.
Because he has the Canadian passport.
Yes, he
Okay.
can be exempted from the non-resident speculation tax. Okay.
Okay.
Yep, I think that's it for this week. We will be more consistent on our live. Okay, hopefully we can come up with every topic, every week, and it won't be long. It will be around half an hour, and then you guys can join and ask questions.
Yeah, so thank you everyone for coming to today's live stream. Uh, if you haven't already, once again, I have to say it, subscribe to our channel, drop a like, let us know how we're doing as well. So I've put Ringo's number in the chat. You can contact him And if you're interested in getting invited into our WhatsApp investor group chat, they kind of post daily about news articles that are related to the economy and how the Toronto market is doing. Or you can just contact Ringo anyway. His phone line's open as much as he can, and he'll answer any of the questions that you guys have.
Yep. Yep. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye for now.